This episode contains sensitive topics. Discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome back to the Lusty Lounge. Grab a seat, order a drink, make yourself comfortable, because today we're going to talk about a topic that you're either going to love or you're going to hate. I am Minka, and with me, as usual, are my co-hosts. We've got Puce.
What's up, everybody?
And we've got Alt.
Hello. You sound like you want to die. I'm more concerned. Pew sounds like he wants to die. I'm like, that's how I sound and feel most of the time.
Yeah.
It's all good. I'm alive.
Is it though? Are you though?
Barely.
I mean, I know every time I wake up that I usually want to die, so I can't really blame him.
I'm gonna be quiet. After recent events, I'm gonna be quiet.
Okay. So are you guys excited?
Yeah, what are we excited to talk about this week, Minka? That wasn't totally forced and or canned.
This week we are going to be talking about futanari, or futa for short.
Yep, for sure. The shirts that are going to be coming off. It's fine.
I'm very excited.
Talking about dicks.
Talking about chicks with dicks.
That too.
I was going to say, you should probably explain what
Kinda.
futa are.
Yeah, okay. So for those that don't know, futa is I honestly didn't do the research on the history of futa. I assume it came out of Japan, like most things.
Yes.
And it's a Japanese
Yes, it did.
word, so that would make sense.
It means both. Or having both.
There you go. It means having both, and so it's basically generally women. It can happen the other way, but generally it's women who have dicks and vaginas, or sometimes women who their vaginas turn into dicks. Sometimes there are men who have dicks that get vaginas as well. So it's kind of a big topic with kind of sub little things in there. And it
You're
seems
missing a whole subcategory of the ones that have balls as well. It
Oh, I
isn't
was
just
no.
dicks.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. No, that you're right. Like that's something I was going to talk about later, but in my head I was thinking like dicks and balls, but I only said dicks. So you're right, 100%. And it seems to be a very polarizing fetish. I'm not entirely sure why. I can
have
make
an
some
idea.
guesses. Yeah.
Same.
But it's interesting because a lot of times you'll have those people where it's like, that's not my fetish, but whatever. Like, I don't care if it's around or if I see it. Like it's whatever. But like this is one of those where like if somebody who's not into it sees it, a lot of times they tend to get super uncomfortable and like aggressive about it not being seen.
Yeah, they get Twitter mad.
Yeah.
Oh, quick
Yeah,
story.
they get Twitter mad.
Whenever it's brought up in
What's up?
Beatles server, people freak out. Like, Beetle will joke about adding a dick to one of his characters, and anybody in the voice chat who doesn't like futa, which is like everybody but me, freaks out for like 30 seconds. Just at a joke.
That's so
And I'm
weird.
Like, ooh, that's not good. I was
Weak.
like, make
Their
sure to
genes
never
are
bring up
weak.
that I'm into it.
To me, this is my guess. I am not a professional or an expert, but my guess is that it actually comes down to toxic masculinity and kind of that whole thing with society where it's like, oh, these are the things you have to do to be a man, and the idea that like if you are even soft or any of these things, like you're feminine and you're probably gay, and if you show any signs of quote unquote being gay, like it's a bad thing. And so it's kind of that idea. It like to me it ties into guys who are adamantly against anal, where it's just like they have no interest in ever trying it. They won't because like it would be seen as emasculating. And so like to like someone who has both, or someone who has big tits, huge ass, and a dick and balls, like would be seen as less than like super macho or less than alpha or sigma.
I was gonna
That's my
say I
guess.
feel like it's mostly just about the dick and it being seen as gay to like dick, which I mean is pretty conceivable.
I love the dichotomy of this group. Mika's got this nice, well thought out answer. I'm over here like the straight people don't want to see the lesbian porn they're watching have a dick. That's what it comes down to. I signed up for girls. There was no promises of dicks. So why is there dicks? I did not sign up for this. That's what it is in my head. I'm like, that makes sense. People are dumb.
Yeah, I guess I could see that too. But again, like that to me kind of ties into the like, oh, I'm only into vaginas, and anything less than that means that I'm probably gay, and I can't have that. And like I feel like it really ties into this societal gender binary where it's like you have male who have dick and balls and you have female who have vaginas, and anything other than that is unacceptable and wrong, and to even think about being turned on by that is completely like terrible.
How dare.
Yeah. And a lot of that obviously comes from the fact that the right wing is currently using trans people as a scare tactic to garner more following from their, as Trump put it, uneducated people. So, we're scary because it's just like we're not right according to this and that, whereas, science.
Well, yeah, you're on the left, so you're not right. Duh.
Oh, right. Sorry, left, yeah. But yeah, it's like modern science and everything is like, actually, no, we're wrong. Like, gender is not a binary, and it never has been. Like, you can look back in history and see that it, like, for so many different cultures and for, like, so many years, it wasn't that way. And, but suddenly someone at some point discovered, oh, let's label it this way and this way, whether dependent on your genitalia. And that's it. And that's what people have stuck to because they like to have their little boxes for their brains to understand things.
Box ghost. All right, where are we starting? It's been 10 minutes.
I think a good place to start is where you basically mentioned earlier, is futa tends to most commonly appear in basically lesbian hentai or lesbian doujins and stuff.
I mean, with the recent trend, dudes have been taking it in the ass. And I'm like, well, this was bound to happen eventually.
Yeah,
I just didn't think there'd be that much of it.
It has definitely evolved because for those people it is a fetish for, which is a lot of people, like it tends to be a big thing. Again, it's like people either absolutely love it or absolutely hate it. So the people that love it are like, we want more and more and more. And so you're getting all sorts of these fascinating and wonderful things that are happening, and you have all these different variations of it as well. Like I've seen all sorts of stuff where it's like, they used a magic spell or some chemicals or creature, and it's like their clit became a penis, so they still have just a shaft and their vagina.
Motherfucker.
But they still... What?
Did you ever read that doujin I sent you?
I might have. I don't know. I have ADHD and depression. That was like
Homie,
over a year ago.
I was going to say, that was a long time ago. That's like the core of what we're talking about. Damn it, why? Where's my cousin when I need him?
But yeah, and so like that's a thing, and then lots of times, even without balls, they somehow are still able to come. But these are fantastical stories, so like you can have
Internal
whatever happen.
organs.
But then you have, sure,
Yeah, everything's on the inside.
yeah, and then you have other ones where like their whole vulva and vagina becomes a penis and balls, or sometimes they have a penis and balls and a vulva. By the way, just in case, because this isn't as common knowledge as it absolutely should be, a vulva is actually what the whole vagina and everything else, the labia and everything else is called. So if I say vulva, know that that's what I'm referring to. The vagina is just part of the female genitalia.
I thought you were talking about the pee
It's
hole.
just the tip.
No, that's the urethra.
I had a joke and he fucked it up. God damn it.
Dude, you're welcome.
But yeah, so like sometimes they have both. Sometimes they have I would say none, but that's not really futa. So
That's
The
Barbie.
exact opposite
yeah,
if
that's
they
the
have
exact
none.
opposite. But yeah, and then like a lot of times it's just like, oh, these are just people. They'll write these stories where it's like, this is just a society of futa women, and they're absolutely wonderful stories and great things to get off to if you enjoy futa. But there is a lot of variation, and it, because it is so popular amongst those that love it, there continues to be more and more creativity with it, which is always a wonderful thing.
Gonna disagree slightly.
Okay.
I read one of the more recent things I read was like, okay, I like all of these. Why is there NTR? How is there NTR? No one here is in a relationship. I'm confused. Explain yourself. And I read and went, all right. Well, now I'm not happy. Sad. That's the word. Now I'm sad.
All right.
So
Not
I
everything.
would not say they're all fantastical and wonderful. Now sometimes they're just like, now we're gonna make you sad.
Well, for you, like that might have been absolutely amazing for somebody else, but not everything is going to be a winner. But it's kind of like evolution. Like the best one, the one that succeeds the most, is what's going to continue to go on and be developed. And you'll have these little
Can we
offshoots
not
every now and
evolve
then.
into NTR, please.
There are a lot of people who
Please?
are into it.
But listen. We're gonna have one of them on the show and go, all right, explain yourself. Just talk. Because what the fuck? I need to know.
Like your brain just can't comprehend.
It can't.
You don't. That's right. You're not into cucking at all.
No. I worked really hard to get this girlfriend. I'm not sharing. I'm done. No, thank you. You have anxieties. You know what that's like. I'm not sharing. Fuck you. Go get your own. No much
What's
time,
NTR stand for
effort,
again?
money, and thought. Nagatoro.
A word I don't understand.
NTR specifically is like a girl coming in and stealing the girlfriend
No,
from.
no. That's Nagatoro.
Oh,
All right,
sorry.
so Puce, imagine if I came to your house, fucked your wife, and she liked fucking me more than she likes fucking you, and I just take your wife away. There you go.
Yeah, that's
Oh, okay.
pretty
So
bad.
Natori is the female version. Natoro is the male version.
Yeah.
Okay.
Had to learn that the hard way. Didn't like that. Well,
So
I
it's
feel
kind
like
of
that's
like
much
No,
worse
didn't
than
like that.
cuckolding.
yeah, it's like
It is.
cuckolding, but then that partner actually goes with the other person.
I'm gonna pass.
yeah. See?
But there are some people that are like really into that like humiliation
need
and
to
the idea
talk
that
to
they're
them.
not good enough, and that like it really turns them on by the fact that like their partner wants to leave them because they've met someone else who is better at sex or who has a bigger cock or like different
And
things.
we need to have a conversation with people like that because I want to know why.
I was gonna say I feel like
I-
if you're into cuckolding, you must like that too. But now I take that thought is completely erased.
Yeah, no, they could be separate.
Let's talk about nice ladies with dicks now.
All right, so I've kind of gone on a bit about it. Let's start with what are our opinions on futa. I will start and say it should be pretty obvious by now that it is something I am very much into. And honestly, I didn't know if I would be, because having been a trans woman that had a penis, like
Oh man,
that
I
idea
just realized that
didn't-
is pretty like crazy.
yeah, like it was something that because I hated my penis, I didn't think I would be into. And I think it was something that actually took me some time to come around to. And especially now that I have my vagina, I think I've come around even more. Because I am basically homo-romantic. So I'm basically a lesbian, but pansexual. So the idea of being able to like... Because I'm a cum whore too. So it's like the idea of being able to get cum, but it being from a woman actually like is amazing.
Word.
So
Heard?
that-
Heard, yeah. That's what the kids say now, yeah. I'm hip. Not old.
No, they say let them cook.
Oh, is that what the new thing is? Damn.
Yeah.
Well, we tried.
I've learned that.
So, okay.
I had a long discussion about it, and I think I've understood what that means now.
Listen, I see that shit on Twitter all the time, and I'm like, what does that mean? Is this a good thing or a bad thing?
That was like the only good
both.
thing I had from working
It just
at Target
means let them keep
was
going.
that there were enough young people there that like I was able to keep up on the
Tell
lingo.
me your lingo.
Yeah.
Like, I just learned what Raz means, and I'm just like,
You
why
mean
are we
Riz?
shortening all of the... Why are we shortening Riz? Whatever the fuck it's called. Why are we shortening our vocabulary? Why are we getting dumber?
I'm going to start walking around work now and saying, oh, W-Raz.
I feel old. I feel so old. All right, you know what, Minka? This is your episode. You start.
She
I
didn't
did just
start.
I just told.
That's how tired I am. Pews, you say words now.
We're talking about, like, if we like it or not? Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
it. Don't know why I like it. I've spent lots of time thinking about it. I'm like, why do I like girls who also have dicks? And I don't know. Probably because
Why
I
are you
like
talking
girl
like
on
that? You're
girl.
not 7.
I don't know.
Okay.
Tired brain. I like girl on girl, so I think it's just the fact that I'm like, alright, if I put a dick in there, that's better. Because I like the boobs pressing against the boobs, but I don't want a guy in there, so just put the dick on a girl, and that'll work.
So you like it more than just regular lesbian stuff.
Yes. I'd probably put...
Okay.
I'd have to think about my scale. But I think I'd put it above lesbian.
Okay.
Oh,
Alt, what about you?
Want to hurt him so bad sometimes.
why? What'd I do?
It's not what he said. It's not what he says. It's how he says it. I don't know.
I don't even know what I said to make you hate me this time.
Exactly. That's why I'm just like, why am I mad? Why am I so mad at him right now?
Alt just has anger in his heart towards you at all times.
Towards everyone right now. It's been a shitty week. But it's a solid A tier. You can throw that shit in with anything and it work. It's like salt for white people. I can say that because I'm black.
I feel like you could say that.
I mean, I could
if you
say
were
it
white,
as a
'cause
white person
people-
too.
Nah, because y'all be like, I don't know what that is. What's that do?
I mean, I make fun of my wife for not liking spicy food. We're both white.
Motherfucker, you were part Mexican.
I figured out why my
been over
ancestry
this.
thing doesn't say like just from Mexico, and why it says I'm
You're
African.
probably from Spain.
No, I looked it up.
Well, all of us back far enough are from Africa.
If you're Mexican, it'll pop up as African, European, and I think it was Indian, both native and actual.
Just gonna ignore what he said.
Yeah.
But I feel like it can be mixed in with anything pretty fucking well, so that's always fun. Gonna like piggyback off what he said, but change the boobs touching. I don't really give a fuck about. It's more of how do we make this story work for the things we have. And like, okay, she just magically woke up with a dick one day, and I'm like, okay, we can do a lot with that. They're like, and they're always 99 times out of 100. If I make you come, it'll go away. It's like, yeah, that's totally how that works. And there's no secondary, there's no ulterior motive or nothing. Like, these kids are stupid. Like, they're not kids, they're in their 30s. These 30-year-olds are stupid.
See, I love the ones where it's like, you know, you have the one woman who's captured the other and like somehow forces them to be futa and then tortures them by basically like making them come over and over.
Fair. The thing that always gets me is they do the exact same thing of, so this is what guys feel like when they come. And I'm like, you didn't have to. The 3,700 other Dojin artists have already done the same thing. Do something else. Do something different.
Oh, you need to branch out more.
What do you mean?
If all the ones you're reading have that, you need to branch out more. Because not all of them
I'd say I'm
do.
at about 50-50 still.
I feel like every Dojin is they're like, yes, this is what it feels like for a man to come. And I'm like, homie, you're a man. What are you talking about? You should know what that feels like. I'm confused. It feels like a trope that they need to move away from. Tired of it.
A lot of people have moved away from it, but
Are you reading the futa on mail?
no.
Oh, damn! I feel like that'd be right up your alley.
I'm not sure if I've read Food
So-
on Mail.
It's different.
I can imagine, yeah.
It's one of those times where I sit in my chair completely incorrectly because I'm sitting cross-legged and just clicking the page going, huh. I see.
I would be interested to read more of it because I feel like giving someone who has a cock and balls a vagina being written by men might not be super accurate. Mind you,
it's
it's
go ahead.
hentai and dojin, so like accuracy is not usually what we're going for.
I was going to say,
Why
have
would
you
it
read
be?
Dojin?
Hey, like 3 of them are correct. You know, you come in a woman, she just so happened to be ovulating. Damn, now she's pregnant. 3 stories got that, and I'm like, every day is a safe day in Japan. That's what you're telling me. Got it.
And that's probably the reality of it, is it would be like most hentai where they have women and they try to explain what's happening to them and it's all very fantastical, which for porn is absolutely great. I love it. But anatomy is not a strong suit of hentai.
No. What? Be quiet. I can't even make an attempt to try and argue. Be quiet.
Mind you, that's one of the things I love about it, because then you get to see all these like deep dark fantasies that you want that could never actually happen in real life happen. So I'm 100% for it.
So how did you guys
Where are you
find
reading
Fuda?
your fucking dope? You fool! I've already told this story.
Here, right now?
What was the
on
question?
podcast? How'd you find Fuda?
You said, "How did we find it?"
How did you?
You fool! I've answered this twice.
On the podcast?
Yes.
On this episode?
No.
All right.
Literally in our first episode, and then in an episode after our first episode. I don't have the exact number.
Well, now
'Cause
we're
these aren't
talking
numbered.
about it.
I should start
So-
numbering them,
Yeah, but that'd require brains.
or just me not being lazy.
True. All right.
I don't remember exactly where I found it, but it was definitely through some online community talking about it, and I was like, what is that?
Jealous, so jealous.
How'd you find
I'm pretty
it out?
sure I had seen some before, but that was the first time I really figured out what it was.
Got you. No, you go second.
Okay. So, all things start with breast expansion for me. So, I was looking at breast expansion,
Unfortunately.
and I also like penis expansion, cock expansion, whatever you want to call it. I didn't realize that the growth category also meant somebody could grow something. I just thought it meant that body part grew. And then I was scrolling.
Man, here's what's killing me about that, though. You're almost 30. I feel like that's something a teenager or a
Okay.
kid would say.
I was literally about to say, let's just say I was of an age that I shouldn't have been looking at this stuff. I was like 13.
Okay, that makes more sense now. All right, that makes way more sense now. All right. I was I was
You
getting
think I
ready
just
to-
found Fuda and like growth tags like a week ago?
maybe like you're 28, 9, so maybe like 10 years ago for you, maybe 4 years ago for you. Sure, yeah.
We've
let's go
known
last
each other
week. Last
10
week sounds
years.
more. Yeah, we didn't start having conversation until a year
Fair.
ago. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm scrolling through probably rule34.com or whatever their website is. And I'm like, huh,
Don't worry about
that
it.
girl's got a dick. What the heck's going on there? And then I click on it, and it's a gif of her growing big, huge boobs and a big cock. And I was like, don't know how I feel about that. And I looked at the similar images category, and I was like, more of it. And I just kept looking at it, and I was like, I think I like this.
Please tell me it wasn't 3D. It was drawn.
I want to say probably one of the first. The first ones were probably drawn, but there was definitely a handful of 3D ones. And back then, whew, those were rough.
Yeah, that's why I was like, ain't no way he got into this looking at that. Ain't no way.
Those like almost scared me away from breast expansion. And I was dying for anything of
Who would
breast
you
expansion
be?
back then. I don't know.
It's
I wouldn't be
part
puce
of your
anymore.
identity.
It is.
I'd just be regular red or pink, not puce.
So your origin story reminded me of a hentai I saw once that had futa cock expansion, and like
Oh, my
it was
Fuda
not one
origin
that I got
story.
off. Yeah, it was not one that I was able to get off to. It was one that I just had to keep going through because it was so ridiculous and hilarious. Because by the end, like, yeah, they kept like growing bigger than the other. It was a competition, and by the end, like, the cock is like well over 20 times size their whole body, and it's just like, sure.
People are still into that.
Oh, for sure. People are into everything.
Oh, what's your Fuda origin story?
The same as my hentai origin story. My friend showed me some Naruto hentai. I went, I wonder if they got that for Bleach. Stumbled upon a doujin site, the doujin site at the time. The first thing I clicked was, I don't remember what the name was, but the first thing I clicked had futa and scat. Now I'm just scarred for life.
I don't remember that part of your
Let's
your
say
hentai
that.
origin story, but it sounds about right, honestly.
It's there. You can go back and listen to it with way more detail because I'm shorthanding it.
Go ahead, keep
shorthanding
saying
it.
that.
It's like there needs to be an en, but where do I put it?
All right.
Okay. So, next question. Out of the variations, vulva turns into cock and balls. Clit turns into shaft. Shaft and cock and balls and vulva. Like, what is each of your guys' favorite ones? I think,
Don't
again,
have
I'll
one.
start. Hey, I said I'll start. Shut the fuck up.
Talk faster and louder.
I am plenty loud on my recording.
I don't believe you.
I'm constantly like around 12 to 6.
No comment. Me peeking the mic every time I open my mouth.
I'm
Thank
where
God for
you,
limiters.
like, at the very beginning told me I should be.
Motherfucker, that was a year ago.
Yet, little specific details
your
I remember.
audio still comes out more clear than his, so you know what? Keep doing what you're doing. I'll just bump up your audio every time. It's fine.
Okay. I think, I mean, I'm kind of the same as what you said. Like, I don't generally have a specific preference. I do think the clit becoming a shaft, becoming the penis, and then still having the vulva is probably, if I had to pick, the one I'd go with. Because, again, anatomy is not a thing in hentai, and so they can still usually
Nope.
come. So it's like I don't have to say, oh, they have to have the balls because they're going to come. They're going to come anyway. So I think that would be my personal favorite. All right, now you can go.
I like when it just magically appears. It's just like, huh, that wasn't there. I'm like, sure, goddamn right it wasn't there. Literally, like, I'll wake up and go, I feel heavier. And I'm like, they're not that heavy, right?
Okay.
Maybe? All right, Puce, you go.
See, I feel like I'm definitely different than you guys because typically, like, just Fuda. Like, the like change from non-Fuda to Fuda is always cool. But if a character is Fuda, and that's like an in-world exception, like that's the third gender or whatever. That's how I like it. But I guess if it's a non-futa to futa transformation, I'd say the clit into dick transformation.
Okay, but like if it is like a norm in the world, do you prefer it to just be like, oh, they have huge tits and a big ass and just a dick and balls, or like a dick and balls and a vulva?
My favorite artist who does futa, Ludua, or however you say their name. I believe all of their characters have it dick and balls right above the pussy.
Okay. See, and I really like when they have both, because then you can be like, oh, I'm getting someone else pregnant while getting pregnant myself. Because mind you, I love anal, but there's also that idea, for me, like penetration obviously is a big thing. That shouldn't be a surprise for anybody who really has talked to me much at all or listened to the podcast much at all. But like being filled up is awesome. But that idea too of the impregnation, obviously the rest of the pregnancy stuff is not really the turn on. It's the being impregnated. That's the idea that's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's just that idea of like, you know, like knowing that, let's say like if I was in this world, that I would be the one that was getting fucked by a futa, and they were also getting like fucked and impregnated by like another futa. Like that's hot to me.
I had another question, but my brain shut off.
Yeah, I
was like,
you both got
real quiet there.
I mean, I don't typically do more than two people. So I'm like, two people is enough for the artist to draw and have everything be coherent. And sometimes it's not. Sometimes two people is too hard for one artist to draw and have it be coherent. So I'll literally like grab my laptop and like turn it upside down and go, what? Huh? How are you drawing? That's not how. Didn't you go to school for this?
A lot of them didn't.
Yeah, that was the joke.
Oh, it's a color joke. I can't keep saying that. That
sounded real bad.
It did.
You know what you meant though, so it's fine.
Yeah, like more than two people is by no means a requirement. Like one or two, number of people is not a thing that really usually makes me like or dislike a thing more.
It's fair.
If the story
I also like that we understandable. What was I gonna say? I like how that we both have the beginning of the breeding kink. It's like, yes, I'm gonna knock you up. Past that, good luck. Have fun. I believe in you. I'm out. Goodbye.
Well, because at that point, it's like, for some people, like that is still part of their fetish. Is, you know, like there are people out there that are like, I want to fuck while I'm pregnant, or I want to fuck someone while they're pregnant, or whatever. But like for me, like that doesn't fall into sexual stuff for me. I said for me twice there, and I understand that. But
sorry.
It's at that point it's more of a like natural, beautiful part of life. So for me, yeah, it's just I'm gonna keep saying for me. Now I'm never gonna not notice when I say for me, but
you're welcome.
Yeah, it's just that first part that's the part that is hot for me. Well, also the last part sometimes. And also it kind of depends on what the pregnancy is, I will say. If it's like a natural pregnancy, then it's like, whatever. But if it's like, oh, you know, like this insect has shoved a bunch of eggs inside you, and now they're coming out.
I knew that's where she was going.
Damn, I literally was like, what? Why'd she say that? Why is she still talking? What's happening? Oh no, I know we're gonna go here. Fuck. All right, well, you know, man, you had me till you lost me. All right, cool. Thanks for that. Thanks for that mental scarring.
Of course. There's some good stuff out there. If you ever like have that moment where you're like, I'm not into that, I might
I'll
be into that.
I'll stick to quadrupeds, and that's where I'll draw the line. Not quadrupeds. Fucking not bugs.
Spider stuff is great. They're not bugs. They're arachnids.
Ooh, she got you there.
She did. I was going to say, don't make me get on a fucking plane and fight you. Because apparently, I learned there are more Mormons out there than where the fuck you live. We have some where I live. Because the dude that runs the VGC tournament was like, yeah, I'm Mormon. And I looked at him like, Why?
That's okay.
Yeah, there's a big population
the-
here in the Midwest.
So anyways, how Mormonism relates to futa is that there are so many Mormon members that are really into it and absolutely jack off to it, even though they aren't supposed to be. And then they turn around and try to push all this legislation against trans people, which are the actual real life embodiment of futa.
Are they? Okay, that feels like you're like sexual. I don't know how I feel about that.
I know what you wanted to say. I'm gonna let you say it. 'Cause I'm
Minka,
like,
did you just like
that is
sexualize
projecting.
your own like people?
Yes. Kinda. She
Do
projected
you
super
not
fucking hard.
do you not know how fetishized
Yes, I
trans
know,
people are?
but I didn't expect that to come from a transgender person.
Why?
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know.
saying, is like
It'd be like if you
because-
fetishize black people.
But that's what I'm saying is like I don't fetishize trans people, but that's what I'm saying is they are so fetishized by society, and then you have all these people who are secretly into futa that are still then pushing laws against trans people. Like these people are into futa, they're usually probably also, if they're watching like live action porn, are probably also watching trans porn and then turning around and like trying to make actual trans people's lives terrible.
Man, live action porn is such a powerful term.
I don't know how better to like describe
I'd
because you
say
can't say
IRL,
3D.
but that feels even more internet.
That just say real porn.
It's all real porn.
Okay, but more people will understand what you mean if you say real porn.
I think they'll understand with live action. Their brain will go, "What?" and then it'll click.
That's not. You're not wrong, but I hate that.
So do you like hentai or do you like hentai? Oh my god, my brain is collapsing.
Don't make me on a fucking point.
Do you read manga? I'm just kidding. I was gonna have a
Why
sign
did you
in my
say
house.
that like a fucking suburban white girl who just found out what the internet was?
I was gonna have like a crochet thing in my house that had like house rules, and one of them was going to be like, if you don't pronounce it manga, then you're kicked out of the
Leave.
house. Yeah.
No. If we'll teach you how to say it, you can say it wrong everywhere. That's not
Oh
here.
man, you guys would have hated me for like the 13 to 23-year-old me, because I called it manga. Still do sometimes.
I say mango. I say mangoes, and
Colonization.
everyone's like, "What?" I'm like, "The books, mangoes," and they're like, "Oh, you're being funny." I'm like, "I'm trying. It's not working."
Well, that's why I thought it was manga, because I was like, manga. Makes sense.
You're thinking with that American brain.
Yep.
That colonizer brain.
How dare I think
Damn.
as an American?
Damn. Ooh, I felt that from here. Ooh. God. And I don't know if he's smart enough to figure out what you said.
I understood it. I'm just ignoring it.
I don't know.
'Cause I've played into the white power thing too much, so I'm just trying to move on.
So much of that got cut. You have
I
no
know.
idea. That was like, man, you stole me $5 from your wife's episode.
True.
We're making money.
No, Alt's making money.
Nigga, I was gonna say, who is we?
I'm not sending you $5, Minka.
It is International Women's Month.
I was going to
so
say I
don't
would make a
know.
joke that my OnlyFans account says differently, but I don't have one yet. Well, I have one. It's just not active.
Okay. Back to the topic. You bringing up trans people brings up an interesting question. Do you guys watch transgender porn? Transgender included porn?
Recently.
The live action stuff?
Yes.
Recently.
I do not.
Really?
I see this is a thing that like is interesting to me, and this could come from the body issues I have with myself and the self-hatred and all of that kind of stuff, but I do not find myself attracted to trans women. And that includes myself, generally. Like, those people who are like, oh yeah, if like me from the future or the past or another timeline showed up, or if I cloned myself, like, would I have sex with myself? And like, I have a lot of friends that are like, oh, absolutely. I'm like, fuck no.
What's it like having good self-esteem and What's that like?
right? But yeah, it's one of those things where, at least where I am right now, I do not have attraction towards other trans women.
Even like the super well passing ones.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter if it's a well passing or not. And even if they, I don't know, I haven't really encountered any that have had the surgery, the bottom surgery. So, but like that's what I'm kind of worried about too. Is like, is some of this because of the societal bullshit still in my head, or is it because of the self hatred? I don't know. That's for therapy
We'll
to
just
figure
say
out.
yes. We will just say yes, because that's a lot to unpack, and we're not doing it here.
Yeah, that's for my therapist. But yeah, so I personally do not watch trans porn.
Oh,
Well, you puce.
I
Damn
was
it.
gonna say you alt.
I finished my statement before you
Fine.
did.
Nope. I don't.
Man, it's just me, huh?
That means you're more
Do
accepting
you-
than even a trans person. So good on you.
I don't think that's what that means. Porn star I like did video with multiple trans people, and I was like, all right, let's go down this rabbit hole, see what happens. And I'm like, that was, where's all the cum?
I followed Natalie Mars for a while, and she is super cute.
I don't know who that
like,
is.
Don't get me wrong.
I don't know who it is either. Time for Facebook, Twitter.
She's a fairly well known trans porn star. But like I tried watching her stuff a few times and it wasn't for me. But like again, I followed her and I fully support her and everything like that. Like don't get me wrong, just because I'm not super attracted to other trans women does not change the fact that like I 100% support them and like will fight for their rights as well. Like it's not just like I'm fighting for trans rights because it benefits me. It's like this, I'm still in the fight for everybody. I don't have to be sexually attracted to someone to care about them. But yeah, it just I tried a couple times and it just wasn't really my thing. That being said, I don't do a lot of live action stuff anymore anyway because a lot of my fetishes tend to fall in the realm of not able to do in the real world. So that may be part of it as well.
Damn real world anatomy.
Right? Like, why can't I have, like, a werewolf cock go in my butt and come out my mouth?
Oh, you good over there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do you sound sad all of a sudden?
I was gonna say some shit, and then Minka says some shit. I'm just like, all right, never mind.
Man, we're just cutting you off everywhere in this episode. You must be
Yeah.
such a sad man.
Okay, you didn't even start talking that time.
I literally was opening my mouth to say something, and then it was like, nope,
See, so I didn't really cut you off.
mentally.
You got nothing to say still, though?
I don't even remember what was said. I looked up that porn person and was like, oh, she's cute. Scroll down a little bit more. Where are her titties?
Yeah, she's very flat. Nothing wrong with
She
that,
is.
but
And you know, and I know she gets shit for that. And like I know, I believe I saw at one point that she was talking about some of the surgeries she wanted to get and stuff. But there was also people all the time like, is she on HRT, hormone replacement therapy, or is she not? And it's like, that's her fucking business.
I mean, I follow plenty of porn actresses in general, so
Yeah, and like it doesn't change the fact that she's super cute and super good at anal stuff.
fair.
No one can see me not look it directly into the camera. I keep forgetting we're not the video podcast.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah,
that'd
'cause
be
we
a
all-
totally different
we all
top
hate-
thing.
We all hate ourselves. We don't want to see ourselves.
Yeah. That's totally not more work for me to do, which then I'd actually start charging you 2 money, you know?
One day.
Sure, whatever you say, man. You can have hope. You can have hope enough for the both of us. I know something I want to bitch about.
What's that?
Yeah.
I watch a lot of hentai. There is not a lot of futa hentai at all, even a little bit. I can name 5, 4, 6.
Oh, I thought you were going to keep counting down. That was let down.
No. Well, I mean, I think I've said this. So we've got what the fuck is it called? It's I don't feel like getting up to go in my closet to dig out the book. Long story short, there were 4 episodes of the Funta World.
Mm-hmm.
The 5th episode was animated by Queen Bee, and everyone went, "Why? Why them? You could have picked anyone." For everyone who doesn't know who Queen Bee is, they make really bad animation. Just no. Just no. Angry. Hold on. Gotta not be angry.
No, you bring up a good point though. Like I hadn't really thought about it, but yeah, it's pretty much always doujin. I don't very often see animated stuff. 3D. It is very
It's
common in 3D.
everywhere in 3D. And I'm just like, listen, 3D is the harder thing to make. Why the fuck can't y'all animate this? It's not that hard. Okay, animating is super hard. I watch Shirobako. I know how anime is made to a degree. It's a lot easier than making 3D stuff. So what's wrong with y'all?
I was gonna say don't say it's not hard to animate because we'll have some really pissed off people.
That's why I stopped myself and went, it's not that. It's easier to do than 3D. 2D is easier than 3D. Yeah, I can say that. But back to the prior thing I was saying, Queen Bee messed it up so bad. Right Stuff had a sale before they got bought out by Sony, and I was like, I'm gonna buy this book and see what the pages look like, because I'm getting the same thing watching the hentai. I can just flip the page and go, the art's better.
Mm-hmm.
Angry.
Who knows? Maybe they didn't have anyone else that was willing to take it.
That's the problem. Queen Bee will take anything, and we're like, stop giving them work. Let them die.
Oh.
Don't know. Not all. If you look at old Pink Pineapple stuff compared to new Queen Bee stuff, you're gonna be like, okay, I can see Pink Pineapple and the rest of the industry like learned how to draw and animate. Queen Bee, why haven't you moved on from Microsoft PowerPoint? What's going on there? You good? Y'all need new computers? What's going on? Talk to us.
Dang. I'll just calling them out.
Because they always get the really good stories and they fuck them up, and I'm like, stop giving them stuff to fuck up. Or if you want to give them something to fuck up, give them the bad stuff no one cares about.
To be fair, nobody cares about Fuda.
A lot of doujin readers would disagree, but a lot of hentai watchers would be like, yeah, you're right, because they don't animate fucking Funta. I don't understand why. Oh. Listen, I've been fighting this demon for like, how old am I? 27. 9 years. I'm just like, bro, just do it. You will make so much money, and then you can make a Blu-ray, because that's typically what they do. And then you can make even more money. Just draw the dick on the girl. It's not that hard.
Makes sense.
Oh my god, does anybody remember Bible Black?
We don't talk that. Yes. That was number 6. That's why I was just like, no, there's 5. That doesn't exist.
I've never seen it, but I've heard of it.
It's bad, but not how you think it's bad. I think Euphoria is much, much worse.
Fair. I've
So-
never read either of those. So
So.
Don't recommend either.
This
You don't
might
like
be.
scat, so yeah, don't recommend Euphoria. So yeah, no.
You guys, this might not be a question that really works for you guys, but maybe you have feelings on it. But if you could magically change your genitals like all the time, say either through magic reasons or say it's a cyberpunk world and you have different attachments you can switch between, would you?
yes.
Because I absolutely would. Like if I could just be like, oh, I want both, or I want just my vulva today. Like I would 100% do it. Puce, you said yes.
He said it so fast.
He did. He was like, uh-huh.
See, and now you know why I
try
question
it.
everything in my life daily.
We are not equipped to talk about your own mental personal demons right now. We're talking about the internet, the internet's personal demons right now.
Fair.
I'd try it once just to see how it goes.
Would you
'Cause,
be... Oh, sorry, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh, I was just
Nope,
going to
you
say, would you be open to it if you did enjoy it?
That's the problem. It depends on how much I enjoy it. Because I've got a mildly addictive personality. I just uninstalled the same gacha game I've uninstalled and reinstalled like 4 times in the 7 years it's been out.
Insert
So
Genshin
I'm like,
Impact
y'all
ad
add
here.
anything I like? I don't like Genshin Impact.
That's all I got. That's
I
only one I know.
actively don't like Genshin Impact.
That's the only gacha game I know.
I want to play. That's not true at all. You have an Android?
Yes.
If you open the App Store, I guarantee you the first 4 things are gacha games.
Okay, fair, but Genshin was the first one to come to mind then. All right, continue your... I'm addicted to everything, so I might be addicted to becoming a futa.
So it's a hard maybe, because once I get tired of it and be like, fuck this, not for me, bored, goodbye. I played the Atelier Ryza collab for Azure Lane. I got all the stuff I wanted and went uninstall. And my friend just looked at me like, did you just spend $20 on a game you played for 2 months? I'm like, yeah. How many hours did you put into this game, by the way? I was like, 40. I'm like, okay, $20 for 40 hours isn't too bad. I'm like, no. I'd go back, but they gotta add something I like. Until then, no, fuck that game. That's why I'm trying Street Fighter Duel, because I like Street Fighter. But it's a arcade beat 'em up, and I'm really confused.
So then a very similar question in line with that one is like, and I assume the answer is probably going to be basically the same, but like, are you curious about like what it feels like to have sex with a vagina, a vulva?
I've never thought about it, so no.
Oh, okay.
Much less so, but maybe.
Wow, okay. That actually, both your answers surprised me.
I like my equipment, but I'd like to experience a day.
I'm all. Go ahead.
I'd like to experience a day
Finish what
as
you
the
got.
opposite. But that's about it.
I'm too old to be trying to be thrown it back. I got bad knees, man.
I guess it kind of surprised me, and like this obviously makes sense, but like it was something that, you know, I wondered my whole life, but that makes sense because, you know, I was living socially as a male, and turns out I'm actually a woman, and so yeah, of course that would make sense that I would be questioning that. But, you know, now I know.
Yeah, you gotta live a day in the life of both.
I know, now I know how to please both extra well.
Yo.
Now we just gotta get all those red pillars to be trans for a day.
So Puce, remember, I'm sure, because you generally are the most active admin on our Discord server.
Is he though?
Sure.
At least you were back when I was super active on it. How did people react to Futa showing up in some of the more general areas?
Oh man, there was all out war. It was
Yeah.
You either love it, like we started this conversation with, or you absolutely hate it. And I mean like vitriolic hate. Like there were people who were like, I swear, threatening death if Futa left the Futa channels.
Right?
I'm sorry, that wasn't funny. I feel like I should know. I'm the one that started the Discord. But no, all that shit is gone.
Yeah, no, I remember it vividly. Like, it was intense.
I'd come back once a month. All right, guys, how's it going? Incoherent chatter. All right, I'm going to go get my degree. Goodbye. I'll be back in another month. You guys have fun. Yeah, that's what it was like for the first few years.
Yeah.
So yeah, tell me about it. I'd love to know.
I like it did just like Pew said, like it was you had these people that were just blowing a gasket over it and like shouting at admin, shouting at mods, like just freaking out and then like trying to harass and like threaten the people who were putting the pictures up. And then of course you had trolls who were trying to like
Egg it on.
do troll
It was
things.
interesting.
See, here's where I'm confused. You can block people on Discord and their messages will not show up for you.
Hey,
So,
alt,
like,
alt.
what's up?
We all know that's a thing. Mm-hmm. But we also all know that for some reason people rarely do that. And I don't understand why.
Holy,
That's the
it's
one thing
3
that's
clicks.
conservative about liberals. They don't like to use the black button.
Bro, it is 3 clicks, maybe 4. That
I know.
hate
I
people,
used
so
it. I
hate
blocked
people.
somebody on there for sure. Yeah, I don't know. It just was crazy. Like it was one of the times that we had to basically change up the server and the channels and stuff. Though I feel like, well, what was interesting too is like I accidentally ended up bringing around a couple of the first. Well, I don't know if they were the first from when I entered the Discord server. I basically led to a couple big channel changes because I was being pretty wild consistently, and so there were
the
people
fuck
that
does
were
that mean?
doing a lot of like sexual RP with like everybody in the general chat. And like it went really well for a while, but then eventually there was people that were like, I don't want to see this. And so then it split and we had a general chat and not safe for work chat. And so then all of that RP
that
ended
was
up.
you.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah. And so then there was all of that happening in the not safe for work chat. And then that one eventually, as we got more people and more people became active, became like oh, well, this should just be for like talking but not having to worry about what we say. This shouldn't be for the public RP stuff. And so then we ended up eventually making RP channels, and like so there were a bunch of changes that happened because I was super raunchy and super horny on main. But like this was another one that even a lot of the people that were complaining about that other stuff were joined by other people who had like tried to push back against that, because it just, again, it's so polarizing of a topic.
That's crazy. I was there for 0 of that. I probably implemented all the changes and went, all right, back to college.
Yeah, I was a force for change.
I was just gonna say, oh, you are a horny bitch.
Yeah, that too. I was the server own a hole is what I was.
Oh, because I messaged you and was like, the fuck's up with this?
Yep.
Was that? Yeah, no, whenever someone changes their name to like something like that, I'm just like, who the fuck are you? You've talked like 8 times. Calm down. Who are you?
I add notes to everybody
that
now
mac
about
and
what I
cheese
know
girl.
them as.
I know that's a feature on Discord. I just don't use it. Because I'm not there enough.
I've had to start doing that in
Also,
certain
I
servers.
kind of don't care.
Yeah.
Because there's OnlyFans girl, and I'm just like, okay, just throw it in the appropriate chat. Don't care. And then there's that other lady that helped nothing. She has red hair now. Her. And then there's Sora. And then there's the purple named people.
Our
Then there's-
admins or our moderators?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep, them. And there's everyone else.
There's a lot of good people there. You should learn more of their names.
I should, but I put myself on the spot like a dumbass.
Oh, and
And
then
I can't-
there's the server good girl,
Who the fuck is that?
Noodle.
Oh, man, that woman, inappropriate thoughts, because you shouldn't say things about people you don't know. Yeah, there's those people.
You said the name of Sora.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, but yeah.
And Brosive? Yep. Mm-hmm.
Man, what's it like
Yeah,
remembering
people-
people?
I don't know.
You just remembered
just
like
naming names I
a
see.
handful of people.
Hold on,
That's
let
man,
me.
don't ask for a single person
I've got my
else.
direct message list up. Let me just look through this.
I just mean like
'Cause there's...
I forget like people the instant they leave my life for even a day.
I only...
How the fuck do you remember us then?
I look at our DMs a lot.
We haven't talked in like a week.
I look at our DMs a lot. Your guys' images, your PFPs are burned into my skull. I wouldn't recognize your human faces.
I was gonna say I can't wait to change mine in a few months when I get Photoshop just to fuck with you. I don't think I can change my the alt account Discord. I don't think I can change from that profile picture though.
I meant this one.
I still the Luma with a gun will never change.
Yeah, that's burned into my skull. That's
like I want to make it my Twitter one as well, but
that's essentially you in
No.
my head.
a Luma with a gun.
Is ATE also an alt?
Yeah.
No, that's the shorthand, so everyone wouldn't call me alt. Because people go, what does that mean? And I'm like, look at my profile picture.
Well, right, but like... Yeah, because that one is just an alt, but like... Is... Do you have an account that's Anime Titty Expert?
Nope.
Oh, okay. It's just the picture.
I declared myself and no one pushed back. No, you're goddamn right.
So who derailed us this time?
Probably me. Is liking futa gay? Go.
Why do you add an N
No.
to futa?
I don't know.
Futon.
I listen. I've realized I've said it like that my whole life and no one's corrected me. And I'm like,
Do you
why the
like
fuck didn't anyone correct me?
I was
sleeping on a futon?
yeah.
I've never done it before, so I can't answer that.
They're terrible. Don't ever do it.
You mean you don't want to sleep on the hard tatami mat, which is good for your back, but bad for your everything else?
I would imagine that's probably better than a futon. Futons are terrible.
I've slept on a concrete floor, so I don't know. I like it.
But no, liking futa does not make you gay. Being gay makes you gay.
And what makes you gay?
That's a hard question.
That
I mean, there's a literal definition for it.
Yeah, but that's also having a literal definition is because humans need to put things in boxes. Only you can define if you're actually gay or not. But like it's like generally the definition is male loving male or man love man. MLM.
That's what I tend to roll with.
Yeah, and so unless you're closed-minded and stuck on the social binary where it's like, oh, if they have a penis, they're a man, then, which is wrong, then no, like that it doesn't fit the definition because like futa is still, I mean,
That's still a bitch.
I will tell you, obviously, in hentai, they're not going around telling their pronouns generally, but
That's what you think.
most
Okay.
most of
Okay,
the time,
hold
most
on.
of the time, like it's
No,
assumed.
what you're saying isn't wrong. Is only because Japan hasn't gotten there yet.
They don't. Yeah, they don't
'Cause
care.
this-
So it's generally female presenting people. So the assumption is they are women or female, and so even if they have a dick, they are still women or female, and so therefore it is not gay.
Fair. I found something else I wanted to complain about.
What do you want to complain about?
In most of the doujins I've read, the funta is either a big titty sub, which okay fine, or how do I phrase this, or a petite lolly with a giant dick, and I'm like, why can't I have a big titty funta sub or not sub dom? Where are
you
they
need to
at?
read more. They're
Yeah.
all over the place.
The artist I mentioned
they don't-
earlier has
okay.
that.
This is my problem though. They normally throw them in with tags I don't like, so I'm just like, nope, not today.
Oh well, then it's a you problem.
I feel like Ludua has stuff you'd like.
I've read all of her shit, and I'm just like,
Because I don't know that I've ever come across like lolly futa.
It's a trip. I wish I had that much confidence in myself.
I can't say I haven't come across
me
it,
being
but it's
honest.
rare.
I disagree. Well, they mostly just make them big titty subs, and I'm like, you have the dick. Assert like a little dominance, just like a tiny bit. All right, well, it's fine.
This is one thing I've found interesting though, is like anytime like hentai and dojin get brought up, we all have different opinions on like what is popular and like this.
I'm over here like, because I'm over here like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's actually it's funny to me because it's just like, no, this is what's popular. This is what's all over the place. Somebody else is like, no, I've never even seen that. And somebody else is like,
listen,
every now and then.
The futa on male has just been dominating, and I'm like, that's cool, but
I'm telling you, I haven't seen
the titties?
Futa on Mail in like months.
When's the last time you were at a dojo?
Probably months.
Yesterday.
All right then. He wishes. Because I just got done reading a anthology. Yeah, there we go. I can use big words. I have a degree. Of
In film, I feel like you shouldn't have to use big English words.
Are you kidding? Juxtaposition is one of the favorite words they use.
It is, because it's a stupid word.
And
it's
it supposedly
spelled
makes you
stupidly.
sound smart and like you know artsy stuff.
Just say contrast like a regular human. I don't remember what the fuck was I gonna say. Oh, okay, I remember. I was reading an anthology, and each of them were just I'm gonna fuck myself. I'm gonna turn myself into a futa, clone myself, but make the clone a girl or also a futa. It didn't really matter to me, and we're gonna fuck. And I went, yes. 10 stories later, I was like, what the fuck was the point of this? And it's like, the gods wanted entertainment. I was like, what? That's it. It can't just be because we got to get Shintoism involved. I'm struggling for religion. Help someone. It's not Buddhism. They don't have a god.
I think you're right, Shinto.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I was just watching a video yesterday that mentioned it.
The fuck video were you watching?
Politics.
Sure.
You're not
I guess
helping,
religion
you're
in that
not helping
case.
yourself.
That's my latest kick.
Why can't you just stick to Connor, Garnt, and Joey? I don't know what else you watch, man. Connor's doing the Cyclothon 2.0, and I'm just like, yeah, you ride across Japan, white boy. Mm-hmm. Go, get to going.
Oh, I wanted to share my opinion on if it was gay.
Oh, okay.
I feel like it's like 1% gay.
Because there's the dick. So it's like, but does that mean regular porn makes you gay?
Yes.
Because there's also a dick in there. Damn, he was prepared. He was ready.
There's a comedian who makes a joke about it, and he's like, do you watch porn? And the person responds, yes. And he's like, do you watch male on woman? Man on woman? And they're like, yes. And he's like, so it's got dick in it? And they're like, yeah, of course. And he's like, so it's at least a little gay because you're watching a guy fuck.
That's not accurate at all.
It's a
it
comedian.
Makes sense.
It worked for the joke.
I know.
It's like,
Yeah, I don't trust
joke,
like
perfect.
any opinions of comedians, honestly.
What are you talking about? Damn, what the fuck is her name? She keeps showing up in my recommended feed, and I watched her Netflix special, and I'm like, damn, she got some good points. The dead mom jokes, they weren't too far, but they were far enough to go, is this okay?
I don't know who you're talking about.
So
I'll show you later.
if it's a girl on girl futa, does that mean that you consider that girl being fucked by the futa to be a little bit straight because of it being a dick?
I feel like yes.
I was gonna say I want to say yes, but I want to say no. The dick is just an added benefit.
I'm still leaning toward 1%.
It depends on if they're attracted to the person or to the dick.
I don't think so. I don't think that your preference for genitalia really has to define your sexuality.
See, I feel
for
like
dojins, maybe, because if you're in love, if the girl is in love with the girl, the dick is literally just an added bonus. But if the girl's in love with the dick, the girl is just a vehicle to get dick. That was a sentence that came out of my mouth.
This is
But there is a difference between sexuality and romantic attraction. But like, I think you could still be like, no, I'm really into girls who have dicks, but like, I am 0% straight.
I will always argue that I feel like it's at least 1%.
Honestly, neither of us can really say because everybody gets to declare their own gender identity and sexuality, and so watching one thing does not mean you are any percent of anything, because if you feel you are not, then you're not.
But I feel like if you're watching something, you have to be slightly into it, which inclines that
No.
something.
You no.
No. Hard disagree.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
What do you do?
That one,
Do you
What do you guys
understand
watch?
the amount of shit?
I'm so confused.
A
What do you
lot.
guys do that?
The amount of shit I've had to sit through for research for this show, I'm just like, this is not for me. This is why.
Yeah, but you're not
anytime we
into
talk
it.
about something.
So therefore, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's why I'm just like, I'm doing research and I'm like, this ain't for me, but I'm gonna keep watching. So it's my Sword Art thing all over again. I had to watch all of Sword Art to go, I fucking hate this shit. This shit's stupid. And then Alicization happened, and now wait, this shit is less stupid, but still pretty fucking stupid. So you gotta watch all of something to say, yes, I hate this. Like Fate. I'm gonna get to Fate one day. I can't just keep calling it dumb just to call it dumb. I gotta watch it all. And
I don't feel like there are any actions that one can take that we can say like that defines your sexuality. Like it is 100% down to the person. So it doesn't matter. Like there could be a straight guy who watches gay porn, gets off, and he could still be like, nope, I've searched my sexuality and like I'm 100% straight. There's just something about that gets me off, but like I am not even remotely gay. And that's their decision. And we can't say, oh, well, you watched gay porn, so you must be a little gay. It's like, that's not for us to say.
No, I cannot agree with that at all. I feel like
So you get to decide what other people's sexuality is?
we live in a society, so yes.
I was gonna say, pull the white card, do it.
Oh, alt.
He did it, so I was just like, ooh, is he gonna do it? He said the thing.
I feel like we impose things on other people all the time.
We do, and we shouldn't, because it's not our fucking business.
But it's just like you said, we like to label things. And
We do.
unfortunately, that is something
I'm
we're
not
never
saying-
going to erase. We're going to label people
I'm-
how we label people.
I'm not saying that, like,
you know what?
you can't label people, because that is something we do, but that doesn't mean that your label in any way is right.
I didn't say it was. I'm just saying it's something that, in my opinion, if you like something, like if you like gay porn, there's no way you can look me in the face and say you aren't at least a little gay.
Do you know what that's called? That's called projection.
Yes.
You fell for my trap card.
I'm not denying it. I just feel like
I'm gonna have to side with Minka on this, because I feel like if you watch gay porn, you can go, I like this. I don't want it to happen to me, but I like it.
Because you could be into anal and not be gay. And so it's like, maybe you like watching gay porn because like you're imagining yourself there, and like whether it's a girl behind you with a dildo or like a guy, you're like, I just like the idea of being done in my ass. And to me, it doesn't matter, but like in my real life, I'm only ever going to do it.
then
with
wouldn't you
a
hunt
woman.
down a woman pegging a guy?
Maybe, maybe not. That's for them to decide.
I feel like if I keep talking, I'm going to put myself even further in this hot water. So I'm going to shut up.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, good boy. All right, close it out, Minka. I really wanted to say the outro from the YouTube channel I've been watching literally since I woke up today, but I can't, because that's their outro. We can't do their outro.
Yeah, we can't do other people's outros.
I mean, we could, we just shouldn't.
No, we should do ours that is a static outro that we do every time.
Yeah, because
Yup,
we
it's
stick
totally
to
not
one
changed
concrete
at all.
exit.
Yup. Totally don't say the wrong shit or forget shit or add shit. Nope, not at all.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming into the lounge today and for joining us on our latest ADH journey. Oh my god.
Nah, just keep going. Just roll with it.
And Yeah, we hope you had a lot of fun. We hope the drinks were good. We know they were because we pay these people to make them, and they're
We
paid
do.
well. Yeah,
They are.
And now
yeah.
you'll all
The
leave
imaginary
Fuda.
people, the imaginary servers are paid imaginary money, but we pay them. So if you made it
Bet.
this far, there's a good chance that you're into Fuda, or you've not heard of it and you had a curiosity, or you hate it and you want to possibly understand why other people are there. But we appreciate you joining us. Be careful, don't let the door hit you on the way out. It's kind of heavy. You can always find us if you want more on Patreon at the Lusty Lounge, or on Twitter or Facebook, the Lusty Lounge, and you can always
Sure.
join our Discord, the Lusty Lounge.
That is an option.
Exactly. So, we will see you next time for another round of drinks. Have a wonderful night.
Bye.
Bye.